If your whole body is feeling tense, you're in the right place. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to help you relieve some stress in your legs, your arms, your back, and your core. So let's get started right away in this seated crisscross-like position with your right leg in front of your left. Go ahead and do some reverse shoulder rolls, really focusing on bringing the shoulders all the way up to the ears, and then repeat the same thing going forwards for about 3 reps each direction. Extending the left arm out, you're going to grab the left ear with the right hand, and now enjoy a stretch in the left side of your neck. Switching sides, you're going to extend the right arm out and grab the right ear with the left hand, now enjoying a stretch in the right side of your neck. Again, really focus on breathing in through your nose and out through your nose or out through your mouth. Add whatever other movement you feel necessary before we go into these swaying side-to-side motions. Breathing in, reaching to the left side, and breathing out, reaching to the right side. You should feel a really good stretch in your lats and your obliques, your shoulders, and your hips. Now hopping into a few seated cat-cows, you're going to inhale to arch your back and exhale to round your spine. Switching legs, you're going to bring your left foot in front of your right and now repeat the same thing, now swaying right, breathing in, and exhale to the left. Breathing in, reaching to the right, and breathing out, reaching to the left. Again, really enjoying the stretch in the hips, the lats, the obliques, the shoulders, and now finishing strong with a few more cat-cows. Exhale to round the spine. Inhale to arch. Transitioning into the next stretch, I hope you enjoy this child's pose position, bringing your glutes to your heels and reaching your arms out in front of you. This should feel great on your lower back, your shoulders, your chest, and everything in between. Sliding the left arm under the right armpit, you're gonna sink into this thread the needle-like position. Should feel a great stretch in that left shoulder. Switching sides, you're now going to bring your right arm under your left armpit and enjoy the good stretch in the right side of your shoulder. Come on out and relax into one more child's pose position. Really breathing in, expanding your core with oxygen. You should feel a deeper stretch in your back. Now let's go ahead and exhale, extending out into a puppy pose. Now going deeper into your shoulders and chest. Your hips should be right above your knees, arms extended out in front of you. Chin on the floor for a more advanced stretch, but if you need a modification, you can go ahead and keep your forehead on the floor for this one. Bringing those hips back down into one more child's pose. Let's transition into our next stretch. These are my favorite, your regular cat-cows. Breathing in to arch and breathing out to round the spine. When you arch, really think about bringing that core down to the floor. And when you round the spine, really think about compressing the core and squeezing the glutes. Push back into another child's pose before we reset into our next position, which we call a cobra. Elbows should be directly underneath your shoulders, palms should be flat on the floor, legs should be extended behind you. For some added movement, you could do these chest sways, breathing in on the uprise and breathing out to bring your forehead down to the floor. Relaxing in your cobra for a few breaths here. Again, you should feel a nice subtle stretch in your core and your chest. If you feel ready for this, go ahead and push up into an upward dog. If not, you can stay in that cobra a little bit longer. Now your shoulders should be directly over your wrist, pushing the ground away from you. Your thighs should be off the floor, keeping your core tight to protect your spine. Again, really going deep into the core and the chest stretch here. Come on down and let's go ahead and do one of my favorite spinal twist stretches, bringing your right heel over to the left side of your body and really focusing on pushing your left shoulder into the floor. Should feel like a nice spinal twist along with a great shoulder stretch in the front of your left delt. Squeeze your glutes, pushing your hips forward to make sure you get the best out of this stretch. Transitioning out, we're going to switch into the other side, bending your left leg, bringing that foot over to the right side of your body by your right glute. Again, now pressing your right shoulder into the ground. You should feel a great stretch in that right front delt. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward, protect your lower spine. Come on out and let's go ahead and reach for our ankles, going into a nice stretch. If you have a tight back or your abs are sore from a workout, this stretch should feel pretty good. We'll call this the reverse boat pose. Adding some movement, you're going to breathe in to extend into that boat pose and breathe out to relax down to the floor. After a few reps, enjoy hanging out in this boat pose, really going into a deep stretch in the front side body. Exhale to come on out, pushing up into a nice plank position where you're going to now bring your right knee to your right wrist and your right foot to your left wrist, going into a nice relaxing pigeon pose stretch. This should target your right outer glute and a little bit of the left front of your hip. Taking a few more deep breaths before we transition into the next stretch. This one's just really important because a lot of us hold extreme amounts of tension in our hips. So by opening up our glutes and our hips could be extremely therapeutic for us and allow us to enjoy our days a little bit more. Come on up, bend that back left leg and go ahead and reach for it with your left arm, going into a nice deep quad stretch. And if you're ready for it, you can go into this little contortion-like position, bringing your foot closer to your head. Switching now, we are going to bring our left knee to our left wrist and our left foot to our right wrist, going into a left side pigeon, really deepening the stretch in the outer left glute and the front side of your right hip. Exhaling one last time to come on up. Let's go ahead and grab that right ankle with the right hand, now deepening the stretch in the right quad. Feel free to bring your foot closer to your head if you feel ready. If not, it's okay. Wherever you're at today is exactly where you need to be. Let's transition into our next stretch. One last upward dog, because I love this stretch. And if you feel kind of bendy, bring those toes to your head. If one of your goals is to do a scorpion handstand or hollow back handstand one day, that stretch will be great for you. Let's go ahead and deepen the quad and hip stretch a little bit more with this reclined seated leg position. I honestly don't even know what to call it, but you're gonna sit down with your heels on the outside of your hips and you are going to recline backwards. If you cannot go all the way down to the floor today, it is okay. Go ahead and keep your elbows on the floor for support wherever you are today. And just come back to this stretch as often as needed. So you see each week if you get a little bit more bendy, a little bit more relaxed, if this stretch is helping you. And if you guys really like it, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate the love. You guys have been so supportive so far. A few more deep breaths here. Really focus on bringing the oxygen to your quads, since that's what we're trying to stretch. Keep the abs and glutes nice and engaged here to protect your lower spine. And let's exhale to come on out. Go ahead and squeeze your legs tight, really just rounding the spine, doing a little bit of an opposite stretch here. We did a lot of bending in those other stretches. And now we're going to transition, bringing the left knee up and across into this figure 4-like position. You're going to loop your arm through, grabbing your right knee, pulling it closer to your chest. This is similar to the pigeon pose, but it's more like a reclined pigeon pose. So again, you should feel a nice stretch in your glutes and your hips here. Switching legs, you're going to extend open and now bring the right leg all the way up and into this figure 4-like position, threading the arm through the leg, grabbing the left knee and pulling it close to your chest. You really want to make sure you are pushing that right knee away from you so you deepen the stretch in the right glute. If the knee gets a little bit too close to you, you're kind of missing out on a great part of the stretch. Now let's come on out of that and transition into one of our last stretches, the reverse plow. So go ahead and bring your hips up and try to bring your toes over your head. If you cannot reach the floor today, it's okay, but the goal is, yes, to have your hips up with your legs straight and your toes reaching the floor. If you're ready to go a little bit deeper, you can actually bend the knees. Try to bring the knees all the way down to the floor by your shoulders and really go into a more rounded stretch here. Again, if you're not here today, it's okay. This whole stretch should feel good, not painful. But other than that, we have reached our final stretch. This is the Shavasana pose, and it's really where you just get to say, yay, time to relax. I just did a whole great stretch for my body, and I just want to take it in for a few more minutes. So go ahead and extend those arms up tall for one last stretch, and then bring your arms by the side of your body and just relax. A few deep breaths in through the nose, and go ahead and breathe out through the nose here as well. Expanding and contracting the core, and hopefully just feeling really good right now. I want you to take it in for a few more moments before we say our goodbyes. Hopefully you feel nice and relaxed. and ready to come on up. Feel free to rock a few times to get some momentum so you don't have to use much strength to sit back up onto your glutes. So we can finish in one last seated crisscross-like position. I'm just going to go ahead and give myself a little bit of gratitude here because my body felt so great after this stretch. And again, I really hope that you guys feel great as well. So I hope you enjoyed and come back next week for more. I'll see you guys later. Bye.